It's almost as if I didn't already have enough problems with the way media portrays people. But glamorizing mental illness and making it seem some twisted romantic relationship with oneself? Really? I'm so tired of this generation's mentality that sadness is beautiful and someone will come into your life and fix you, and all the other John Green stuff. You've got to be your own hero and surround yourself with positivity. Hi, I'm Claire. When scrolling through social media, Tumblr in particular, the majority of posts I see are talking about the beauty of sadness and how dark and mysterious it is. But I can promise you, there is absolutely nothing beautiful about being sad and feeling lost. I see posts about how maybe if they feel broken, someone will come along and fix them. I can tell you one thing. You are the only person that can truly fix you. People may come into your life and make you feel important or needed, but if you don't love and believe in yourself, then it will be so incredibly hard to accept love from others. I'm not entirely sure when or why mental illnesses such as depression has become something youth are striving for. Why would anyone want to feel an overwhelming amount of self-hatred for themselves and their life and feel as though there is no way out? Now here's something to think about. What about people who truly are depressed? How do you think they feel? Some people can't shut off those negative thoughts, and here some people are actually trying to feel the way or give off a persona that they do. Those with depression are often told by people who don't understand that they are making a big deal out of something or to snap out of it. Since depression is an illness that primarily affects your mental health, the symptoms often aren't visible. For the most part, that applies to all mental health conditions. For teens, because you can't actually see the illness, we are told that everyone feels that way at our age. At some point in time, we are only making it worse than it is. But imagine if you got blamed for having cancer. That would never happen, but depression is just as much of an illness. It almost feels as though mental illnesses have become some sort of joke, like the weather is so bipolar today, you are so OCD, OMG, I'm so depressed. Why are those adjectives for how people feel on a day-to-day basis? You are mocking a painful disability, perpetuating stereotypes in these illnesses, and undermining the seriousness of these struggles. But here's the reality. These aren't descriptors. These aren't jokes. These are illnesses that are experienced by millions of people around the world. It can make people feel a greater sense of shame or feel as though their illness is invalid. This applies to suicide as well. When someone says, I'd rather kill myself than do my homework, you are only minimizing the severity of suicide. So, let's get your facts straight and learn some new words. You aren't depressed. You may be devastated, crushed, or suffering. You aren't suicidal either. You may just be overwhelmed and stressed. We are taught to fear anyone with a mental illness, but keep these things in mind. Mental illnesses are called mental for a reason. They are in the head. Oftentimes, they are only hurting themselves, not you. When someone is depressed, sometimes they can't even rise off their sofa, let alone hurt you. And when someone has anxiety, there are so many thoughts running through their own head, they don't have enough time or space to stop and bother you. We stop and stare at people who look different or crazy or stare at our own feet and pretend they aren't there. But maybe people with severe disorders should see an environment that is safe to open up in and get help. We live in a world where many illnesses that society once considered shameful are now openly discussed and accepted. Unfortunately, mental illnesses still seem to carry a certain stigma, a stigma that prevents many sufferers from seeking out help. Sufferers are completely powerless over their illness, yet many try to make them feel guilty for having it as if it were their choice. The results often of family problems or loss of friendship. We must remember, people suffering from mental illnesses need to feel accepted and loved more than anything. It is up to each and every one of us to stop the stigma. Maybe those who are scared of the word depression or anxiety or any other mental illness are actually part of the problem. Isn't it strange how some talk most about the things they don't even understand? The most impactful and important change we can make is to educate ourselves. What is mental illness? Who does it affect? What are the treatments? Be open-minded and prepared to learn something that is against the grain that you've grown up with. Mental illness should be looked at as any other injury. With treatment and time, it can heal, but if injuries are healing, the stigmas are only hurting. 1 in 4 of us will develop a mental illness throughout our lifetime. You shouldn't be ashamed if you have one or fear those that do, but offer a helping hand. Stigmas and mental illnesses are causing people to not reach out for help because they are embarrassed or worried about how they will be perceived. We are all capable of greatness. If we are silent about things that matter, we are only doing harm. For anyone who may be affected by the stigmas of mental illness, you are given a life. You are here for a reason. You might not have found it yet, but it was meant to be. Go find it and live on. May the next few months be a period of magnificent transformation.